everybody, happy Thursday. It is time for Thursday Business Bites. So today what I'm going to introduce you to is an explanation of gross profit margin, what that means, and how to calculate it, and also what percentage you want to shoot for in your own baking business. So I know you've probably heard these terms thrown around: gross profit margin, GPM percentage. So what does that mean? So I'm going to just go through a really quick explanation because I want to keep it simple and show you guys a really easy way to find out where you're at, and then explain where you want to shoot for. So to calculate your gross profit margin, we need to talk about the things that you need to track to be able to calculate this. So the first concept I want to explain is what's called cost of goods sold. You'll hear it abbreviated in the accounting world as COGS. And that is basically the cost of materials and supplies used to produce the products that you sell. So let's bring it in for a baking example. So you're baking a cake. Your flour, your sugar, your eggs, your butter, those are all materials that you need to use in order to bake your product. So those would be considered a cost of goods sold. But then it doesn't stop there. You also need to take into account your cake boards, your dowels, your supports, the boxes. So basically anything that you consume or use to get the cake or cookies or whatever it is you're baking into your customer's hands, that's considered your cost of goods sold. So if we want to figure out what gross profit margin is, you basically are going to take the income that you made, so the revenue from, let's just talk about this like over a month. So let's say at the end of the month, you're looking at your total income from cake and product. Then you're going to subtract out your cost of goods sold for that same time period. And then what you're left with is going to be your gross profit. So a quick example, let's just say you look at your month and you sold $2,000 worth of cakes. And then your cost of goods sold, so the things you had to buy, was $700. So the money left over is your gross profit. So you would take the $2,000, subtract $700, and that gives you $1,300, which is left over from that month. So that is your gross profit. Now, so we have all the numbers we need to calculate gross profit margin or gross profit margin percentage, and I'll explain both here in a second. So basically, once you have those three numbers, your revenue, your cost of goods sold, and your gross profit, all you're going to do to calculate your margin is you are going to take of the two numbers that you need your gross profit and your revenue. Those are the two numbers you need to calculate your margin. And all you're going to do, this is really simple, you're going to take the little number and divide it by the big number. So in our example, our big number was $2,000 and our little number was $1,300, so our gross profit. So all you're going to do is you're going to take the little number, 1,300, divide it by 2,000, and that gets you a decimal. It'll get you to 0.65, which if we convert that into a percentage, that's 65% gross profit margin. So I'm going to, in the comments after the video, I'll just go ahead and post just like a quick kind of visual so you can just kind of see it. I know I'm very visual, so I need to see things in order to understand them. So I will do that for you after I sign off. But that's really down and dirty, quick way. How do I know what my gross profit margin percentage is? You just take your revenue and your gross profit, so minus your cost of goods sold, and you're just going to divide the little number by the big number. That's it. Now, let's take that a step further. Why do you need to know it? Like, and what gross profit margin percentage should you shoot for in a baking business? Well, first of all, why do you need to know it? What isn't measured can't be improved. So you need to know where you're at, and then that way you can know what you need to shoot for so you can start setting goals to achieve that. So, a good range to shoot for in a home-based baking business is at least 65% or higher. Higher is obviously better, a higher gross profit margin, because that means you have more money left over after paying your supplies. So I like to recommend that you shoot for between 68% and 71% is probably like a good range, but no less than 65%. So once you understand it and you know how to quickly calculate it, then you can use that knowledge to really dig deep and see how you can improve your own baking business. So just here's some examples of how knowing your gross profit margin percentage will help you. It's going to help you pricing your goods. It's going to help you tighten down on expenses. Maybe you need to find some better priced ingredients. Maybe you need to negotiate some better terms with vendors if you order cake boxes from like a cake supply warehouse. Maybe you can get that cost down to increase your margins. It'll help you be more efficient with shopping and ordering. Like, you want to make sure that if you're ordering things online, try to do like a big bulk order so that you're only paying shipping once rather than ordering a bunch of little things, and that cost adds up. And also another thing is that you can calculate your gross profit margin percentage on different products that you make. So for instance, I broke down how much gross profit I make on wedding cakes versus cupcakes, or wedding cakes versus custom cakes. And it's just a good metric to just know. So for instance, I know for me that my profit margin is a lot higher, significantly higher on cupcakes than it is on custom cakes. So it's just a good thing to know. And an example of where I might use that knowledge is, let's say someone wanted a custom cake and they didn't want to pay, the price that I quoted. If I really want that order, and sometimes I may not, sometimes I might be like, you know what, that's the price, and if you want a custom cake, it is what it is, and maybe I'm not the right person, and that's totally fine. But if I feel like I could squeeze in some cupcakes, and I feel like they would, like that'd be more budget friendly for them, and I want the order, then I can say, okay, well, I can do cupcakes for you for this price, and I know that my profit margin is a lot higher on cupcakes, so I'm still getting income, even though I'm not, say, taking a $300 cake order. So that's just a good example of how knowing not only what your overall gross profit margin is in your baking business, but also to know what it is on specific product lines. And that can kind of help you with some marketing too. So if you make really good profit margins on a certain thing and you're having a slow month, you might want to push that out, like really market that, like say, hey, it's cupcake month, and I'm offering this special, just to, get things flowing, and you're going to make a profit on it. So that's really all I wanted to share today. This is going to be a real quick, short one. If you want more information, and if you want a deeper understanding of all the moving parts that knowing these numbers can help you grow your cake business, I would love to see you inside Cake Biz Bootcamp. We've got 3 levels. It is a subscription based, and our 2 higher levels have a free 7-day trial. Our basic training is just a one-time, well, it's not a one-time, it's a subscription, but it doesn't have a free trial. But you would get, in basic training, you would still get how to start a cake biz, training around that. You'd get a pricing training, which includes a whole training on gross profit margin, more in depth than what I went into in this live. And also, it includes the piece of cake pricing calculator, which is a calculator where you can put in all your ingredients, and then you can actually put in what target profit margin you want to shoot for, and it'll instantly tell you what you need to charge for that order. So it's pretty cool. And then you also would get a marketing training in basic training. So enrollment for basic training, it's only $19.99 US dollars per month. You can cancel anytime. And again, if you want more info or more support, you can look at the higher plans, intermediate camp and advanced camp. So I would love to see you in there. And just to let you know, now's a good time to jump in because the prices will be going up in mid-February for all of our plans. So no better time than the present. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can private message me through the group. You can send me an email at cakebusinessschool@gmail.com. And make sure you subscribe to our new YouTube channel, and you can also find us on Instagram too. So hope you guys are having a great Thursday. And if you're watching on the replay, you can still download. I'll actually put in a PDF of just kind of like a sheet of how to calculate gross profit margin. It's not as hard as it sounds. And once you wrap your brain around it, you got it. You got this. I know it. I believe in you. So everybody have a great Thursday, and I will see you on Tuesday for a new Technique Tuesday, and then again next Thursday for another Thursday Business Bites. Okay, it's time to live your sweet business dreams, you guys. Take care. We'll see you soon.